who is that person?
I don't think he falls down because he's a great wrestler. What if there's the right decision,
Welcome everybody to the Wrestle for Real podcast. You know how we do it each and every Monday night. Going over WWE Monday Night Raw, the official post show, the only place you need to be right now. Definitely continue to check us out on all your audio platforms, Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts as well. Got staying with me tonight, so we're gonna run right into the show. On the heels of Saturday night's main event, from this past Saturday, some fallout from there. What you thought about Saturday night's main event, man? Anything stood out, man? What kind of show you felt it was?
It was good, man. It was the first match. I kind of figured it was gonna go that way because you don't want neither one of them to lose, and so that's gonna lead to a different kind of story with those three involved.
Mm.
And I felt like, as far as the story though, that might have been like the best one because I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I feel like it's gonna lead up to a triple threat at Mania.
Mm.
So that'll be interesting.
Do you feel like Jacob is just a third wheel? Is he really necessary? I mean, I understood him costing Cody the championship so that Drew didn't go over clean in the 3 stages of hell match that they had. But like at this point, is he just there to have something to do, or I mean, is he really a major player in this whole thing?
Well, I mean, I know he got beef with he didn't really have beef with Cody beforehand. It was more Drew.
Mm.
And so it kind of happened that way. I don't know. I feel like I feel like all three of them are gonna have like a main part in this going forward. I don't think it's gonna be like him third wheeling because of the talent he is and the fans want to see him. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, Jacob, he came back from an injury of sorts, so he was missing some time and kind of got thrown right back into this. So they didn't give him a chance to really build naturally into it. So he's just kind of there right now with these two guys. I'm surprised Drew has the championship. I was surprised that he won it. So I guess they, want to get more Cody chasing the championship as opposed to just having it, because it can get a bit, it can get tough in that baby face seat after a
Yeah.
while. So but because of that, I now wonder, is anyone possible now? Because I really didn't think they would put it on someone like a Drew McIntyre, with the expectation that even though if he does lose at or before WrestleMania, it's still an accomplishment that he has it. So I didn't see that coming. But they definitely wanted to put him on the chase, man. What you think about Sami Zayn, man? Is he gonna have these feel good sort of close moments like LA Knight was having? He's right back to just, it's gonna feel good in Riyadh, and then he's just back in the middle of the pack.
But yeah, this is all politics, bro. I mean, come on. The man's
Do they need help to sell out Saudi Arabia?
No, he's just Syrian and Canadian. So who's gonna get the biggest pop of the night when he comes out in the attire, speaking Arabic? He's gonna get the biggest pop.
Let me
So
tell you something. If he wins,
he's not
he's
gonna win.
definitely gonna get the biggest pop.
He's not gonna win.
Man, at this point, if you put it on Drew, you just put it on Sammy. I
Nah,
mean,
he's not gonna win.
let Jacob Fatu come out and cost Drew, and Sammy could get it that way all over again.
Because if that's the case, then it's gonna be a fatal four-way, and Sammy is gonna eat the pin at WrestleMania more than likely.
Which, either way, I don't think this ends with anybody other than Cody Rhodes showing up on the Monday Night Raw. Friday Night SmackDown after WrestleMania with the championship. So how you get there, does it matter all that much? I mean, what's Drew gonna do between now and night 2 of WrestleMania, maybe? What would Jacob do? What would Sam? Nobody. You're just holding this seat until Cody Rhodes says, all right, enough of that. I'm gonna get it back for WrestleMania. We may do this chase thing again a little later down the line, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Honestly, I think you would get a bigger reaction for Sammy as opposed to Drew because Drew's been a bad guy this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not really fond of Sammy or Drew, but if we want to make it interesting, why not? If you want to shock the audience, it just seems like this is probably a Drew McIntyre, Jacob, and Cody feud heading into WrestleMania. It kind of seems unlikely, but for him to win it over there amongst those people, that'd be about as big as it could get for Sami Zayn. I think that'd be even bigger than being in Canada because they're kind of used to champions. They're kind of used to seeing that. So I think it'll be like the biggest moment of his career is the potential is there for it. You could swerve everybody, and like you said, you could still do a fatal four way because the triple threat ain't gonna be all that either. I mean, there's a slight chance, but how much better would a triple threat be as opposed to the fatal four way if these guys are the participants?
Yeah, or they could do a what's that other match? I mean, they don't do it anymore, but that, like, fatal four-way elimination style, but then I don't know, that wouldn't make sense, I guess.
I don't remember what that one was called because the closest thing to that would have been like a battle royal almost.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
guess with less people. But yeah, that was kind of the two major things that came out of Saturday night's main event. The brawl to start off the show, and then Sami Zayn closing the show. So some moving parts in between ain't really do too much, but it is what it is. So a lot of what we saw really had more implications for Friday Night SmackDown than it did Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was not as represented on this particular show or in the big moments as SmackDown was. So, but nonetheless, we did pick up where we left off from last week with AJ Styles coming out, cutting his promo, talking about how he did decide to put his career on the line. Like you said, he mentioned that he'd be retiring this year. So we're not sure if that's going to be a long, heartfelt farewell tour or if that's going to be something kind of quick or just
Yeah.
some solid matches. We're not sure. And I think we're only questioning it because it's Gunther. I think just about anybody else, we just pretty much be like, it's a lock. He's winning that Royal Rumble. Let's not even do the dramatics. But I think that's why they're doing it because it's believable. But at the same time, if Gunther retires Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles, is it getting redundant or is it making him more of a monster?
Man, it's making him the most hated in the eyes of the people. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to turn him into, like, 2009 Randy Orton, but, if they are, they're well on their way to turning him into 2009, but 2009 Randy Orton wasn't hated.
Mhm.
Gunther is definitely hated. Like, when Randy Orton was RKOing and punting Mae Young and Stephanie McMahon, we all cheered for that. People actually don't like Gunther, so, I guess we'll
Yeah,
see.
I feel like it would be a little redundant, man. Like it would take some of the edge off of what he accomplished already with the two retirements. I think it would become like, you know, I don't I can't see it or how it would make sense or how it would help his character because again, we're gonna keep asking the same question. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Where do you go with that type of momentum if it is that type of momentum? It would help him to be more hated, but I just don't know what they would do after that with
Yeah.
Gunther. If they were to do it, you just kind of now there's nobody to retire. Now what are you gonna do? Unless he retires AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar the music hit, and then he has another retirement match at WrestleMania against another guy. Like, he could just continue, but I don't know. I think it kind of takes something off of it. I think the Gunther AJ Styles is gonna end in a no contest. I think they're gonna find a way for nobody to win, nobody to lose essentially in that match. I don't know how they're gonna get there, but I believe they're gonna find a way to get there because I don't think it's wise for either guy to take the pinfall. I don't think anybody should take that pin right now. It just doesn't feel like it makes sense. Unless AJ's in a rush to get out of there, and I don't feel that way, man. He still looks like he can go. There's still matches we'd like to see, much like our main event tonight, but so I don't really see him leaving anytime soon. But this brought out CM Punk while he was cutting his promo, which led to them making this match for the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. These guys have a little bit of history, some history that hasn't really been seen too much in the WWE as of late. And then CM Punk was gone for quite a while, so I don't know that Punk wasn't there for any of AJ's run in the WWE, was he? Was he there for any of it? Because I think AJ came in 2016. Oh, you
Nah,
Rumble
Punk
2016.
yeah, Punk was already gone.
Yeah, so he missed that whole run. Um, so we hadn't seen any of that. So anything they did was what, Ring of Honor maybe, something like that?
But yeah, cause I don't know if Punk ever did New Japan.
Maybe if they
Or,
somewhere
like,
if they were
maybe,
close
like,
to
some, like, maybe Punk and AJ was in NWA together, or they just
well, that would have been a very early CM Punk,
yeah,
like super early.
cause AJ was in NWA in, like, 2002, 2003, I think?
Yeah,
Like, I was in high school.
okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, but, it they do have some type of history together, albeit a while back, but seeing these guys be able to go one more time, the fans are definitely liking it. At this point, CM Punk is picking his opponents to ensure he has match of the night. I'm convinced of that, man. He's like, "I know who Imma have match of the night with, so I'm just gonna handpick my guys, man, and see where we go from here, man." So that's kinda where they got to, so we'll see what happens with, this match, and then Gunther, the fallout of everything that's gonna be going on. Then after this, we had Stephanie back here, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, Roxanne, and Raquel Rodriguez. Once again, this is, for me, a way to kind of hide Raquel Rodriguez, not exposing her, putting her one on one, giving her some other moving pieces and parts to bounce off of. You got, your Rhea and your Io Sky out there. Stephanie Baker is back healthy. Apparently, she's out there living Roxanne on the hillside. So this is a way to just get a lot of ladies that are on the card that are liked for different reasons, all in the match at the same time. Get them
Yeah.
some airtime, continue building whatever feud this may be. I believe who's the new women's tag team number one contenders? It was on
That
SmackDown. Did you catch that?
no.
They had a fatal four way. I can't remember who won.
Oh, no, that was on NXT. Well, no, NXT might have been for the TNA,
No,
cause I
that
know they
was
had
because it was Charlotte and Alexa, Lash and Nia. Oh, it was, I think Kiana James and Julia might have
okay.
won it. I think they won. I think I do remember them winning. So I think they're up next, but because they're on SmackDown, I guess they didn't have a way to incorporate that or when that match exactly is gonna be, but they had did that number one contenders match before Saturday night's main event even happened. So they
Mhm.
were kinda getting ahead of it there with that one, anticipating whoever the outcome was will go at it, but, you've been a big, fan of Kiana James, so maybe this will lead to something for her. I doubt it, but I'm not sure that Rhea and Io is gonna be losing those championship titles anytime soon. Since they didn't lose it to Liv and Roxanne, I'm just not sure that that's gonna happen. But,
Yeah.
it was a lot of moving pieces in this match, man. Stephanie, Rhea, Io ended up picking up the victory here. More so, this is about Stephanie and Raquel at this point, who's set next week for a street fight for I believe it's for the Raw Women's Championship. But that's pretty much what we were setting up here, man. What you thought about this matchup between these six ladies here? This trio tag match. One of your trios, man. They got you in there.
Yeah, it was a decent match. I was trying to figure out who was gonna take the pin, and, because I mean, I guess you don't want
It
I
was
mean, I guess
Roxanne. Did Roxanne take it?
yeah,
Uh,
Roxanne took it.
Okay,
I mean,
that sounds
I
about
guess you
right.
don't want Liv to take it, and so you kinda and you don't want, Raquel to take it because they're building her up to go against Stephanie one-on-one, so that would make no sense. So I guess the only person is Roxanne, but, I mean, I don't know if I don't know if they're playing it as far as, like, she's losing some momentum going into this weekend. I mean, I don't see
Mhm.
that. I mean, I don't see her winning the Royal Rumble. It's probably gonna be weird to say this, but I feel like Raquel is gonna win the Royal Rumble. which is crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a so if she does, then she's in a championship match on Monday. I mean, that's a bit that would be a interesting decision. They are trying to build her up and make her believable as someone who can beat Stephanie, and I'm not so sure that they wouldn't put the title on her, to be very honest, especially in a street fight. And Stephanie's
Yeah.
ring has been very forgettable. She's been a little banged up. She hasn't really been doing much, so I'm not sure if they hit the reset button, let her go back on the chase and get her back into that position a little later. I'm not sure, man, but I think Raquel has a legitimate shot and she got people helping her. So
Yeah.
who knows, man, what that might look like. Did you catch all the episodes of WWE Unreal?
No, I saw the first 2.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up on that, man. It was some interesting stuff, man. We probably try to get that in a little bit next week with Royal Rumble coverage and all of that kind of stuff. But after this, we had a backstage segment with CM Punk and Finn Balor. Punk basically telling him, man, well, you should leave that Judgment Day situation, man. Dude. You know, Judgment Day has been like it's almost like New Day, man. It's like no matter what, they're just together, seemingly forever, man. JD is out, Dominic is out, Finn doesn't really have his boys with him. The girls don't have the championship titles, no title at all, other than the one Raquel's chasing right now. We've talked about the Judgment Day and possibly breaking up and splitting, going their separate ways, man. Do you feel like that door is more open now than it's been, or we just, is Judgment Day over everything?
No, I feel like it's gonna happen. Now that CM Punk planted that little seed and Liv Morgan said what she said, I feel like Finn is gonna break away and they're gonna turn him back face and he's gonna get his old theme back and everyone will be happy again.
Well, the thing I can say with Finn is if he break away now, he ain't got nobody to turn on. I mean, what is he gonna do? Like cost the women's
Yeah,
like he could just leave. He could just gotta just go. Like
I
he ain't
felt
even
like
got
they
to
were gonna
go.
do it, but then I felt like they were gonna do it, but Dom getting hurt really like hindered that.
Yeah, and Dominic still they haven't had him vacate the championship. So I guess the timetable, they feel like it's and that's kind of what we've been dealing with WWE as a whole. A lot of these titles don't mean anything. No one has said, man, I want to see that Intercontinental Championship around somebody's waist. Like, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. No one is even talking about the fact that he's out with a championship, with no timetable to return and no story about him relinquishing the championship. So, fortunately for him, you have a title, but it's one that people are not really paying attention to. So, I don't know when he's gonna get back. Maybe he's back in time for the Rumble. I'm not sure what the extent of his injury is. Have you heard anything? I don't recall hearing anything about it.
No, but they said that he's not gonna relinquish neither one of the titles, so I guess we just have to,
Oh,
like,
okay.
see.
So he still has the AAA Mega Championship as well. So it's an interesting spot for him. He doesn't need Judgment Day. He can ride that story out by itself and could go his separate ways, do some things. And JD, poor JD. If I'm JD, I'm probably trying to go to TNA or something, man. Just get me up out of here, man. Cause ain't no hope on the main roster as a singles competitor. It's not gonna happen, man. Regardless of the little moments we see from different guys, man. We had a promo tonight with the Vision and I almost called him Paul Pierce. The Vision and Adam Pierce coming out there and I guess having a face to excuse me. I'm not really sure. I guess this was just a way to basically announce Royal Rumble participants because there wasn't much here. The Vision came out, Paul Heyman talked a little bit, Adam Pierce came out. He basically reinstated Braun Breaker, put him in the Royal Rumble along with Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed. So we'll have everybody in the Rumble. Later on, they did say that they all wanted Braun Breaker to win. Well, seemingly on the right page. But this also led to a match with Austin Theory and Rey Mysterio, man. I mean, this is an okay match. Not really any stakes here. This was kind of a rematch based on some of the things that happened with the match they was involved in last week, I believe it was.
Yeah.
But Rey Mysterio has been very active. I don't know if it's the injuries of everybody else, but we've been seeing him kind of wrestle week to week, and he's right there with Dragon Lee and Penta, and neither one of these guys was involved in this match. So this match definitely had its share of interference and breakdowns. I'm not sure why Ray has been so involved, but instead of Dragon Lee and Penta had his own little short kind of mini episode on WWE Unreal. So looks like somebody they definitely are behind and trying to push. So I'm not sure why he's not somebody getting that week to week in a way where Rey Mysterio is more so like a mentor type of position since he's already proven all he's gonna prove. But what you Theory ended up getting the win with some hijinks here and some stuff going down, man. What you thought about this one, man, and the possibility of Ray being injured in this match? Any legitimacy to that?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll see him this weekend at the Royal Rumble.
And what you thought about this overall match with him and Austin Theory and this whole segment with the Vision and Adam Pierce?
It had its moments. It was I mean, the match was like decent.
Mhm.
It wasn't like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was a decent match. But I mean, it's Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio can kind of put on a decent match for anyone. And then Austin Theory is actually good. He just like character wise is just like, I don't know. Hopefully this like sticks. Because he's a great wrestler. It's just like sometimes his character doesn't really like
Mm.
go for some reason. But it was good. In my opinion, it was a decent match.
Yeah, I think Theory he's got to find a way to connect or continue touching the nerve of the audience. But I think he may be most likely to be the guy that feuds with Braun Breaker in the event that this thing goes haywire pretty soon. So it
Yeah.
may be something there. But this match broke down, all chaos broke loose. There was tsunamis, there was spears. They just decimated these three guys, the masked guys on WWE Monday Night Raw outside of El Grande Americanos or the Los Americanos. The Vision just doing what the Vision does, man. Gunther had a promo tonight, backstage segment with Michael Cole. Gunther's been somebody they've been trying to push and let him talk more. He was, doing his promos. He's been on ESPN, First Take specifically. He's, doing the backstage segments. They're doing everything they can to try to build him up as a legit monster, as somebody that is an absolute problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. We've seen these style of interviews before in the past. I think we did talk about, the possibilities of Royal Rumble and him and AJ Styles and things like that, man. Who else you think is on the card, man? The next maybe two or three people that Gunther can have something with, based on what seeing from him right now.
Let's see here. I mean, 'cause it feels like he's just going for people that's on the way out. It's weird.
got is in there. We've tossed around the idea of Brock Lesnar. But who else will we? Who else do we got? Because
Well,
Randy's
like someone that's non-retired or who's probably not going to retire anytime soon. I mean, I feel like Randy Orton got like a couple more years left. I don't think they do like 3 big retirements in the last 2 years. I don't think. I mean, maybe like Randy's next year. I don't know. But
who he could retire that wouldn't make him too over the top, but would kind of keep his retirement streak going. And I'm kind of tired of seeing him, and hate to be the one to say it, but that Kofi Kingston. Let's let's get Kofi out of here, man. I mean,
I mean,
what's
if
he
that's the case,
doing?
he gotta do like one more singles run.
Man, Kofi's been around for a while, man. But if Gunther retired him, it went because retiring AJ is a real big deal. And that's why I think it's less likely to happen. But if it was somebody a little not as big of a deal, I think it'd be more of a chance of it being a real thing. And
Yeah,
it's not too many guys left. I'm not sure that he'll be retiring anybody anytime soon. But we don't think Rey Mysterio is gonna happen outside of Dominic, but maybe not, maybe not, man. Who's to say what that's gonna look like when that time does come? I don't think that's a bad look for Gunther to put that on his resume as well. And there's also a scenario where AJ Styles doesn't just lose in his retirement match. That could be the case. But have we seen anybody that wasn't WWE homegrown have a good send off in retirement
Like recently,
in general since the WCW days? Because
nah,
Goldberg
cause
was the best, but he felt like it was terrible.
well, Sting was like,
And no, he didn't have. I think he got injured by Seth Rollins,
and then that was
and then
kinda
that was
it.
just it. Yeah, that was just it. And then TNA did him right. I mean, not TNA. AEW did him, a little something over there. But I don't know if WWE has sent off any non WWE guy in a great way from WCW, TNA, wherever they could have come from. I just don't think they do that. And the best guys that came from other places was probably Chris Jericho and Booker T. And Jericho is still going. We've been even speculating he's coming back for another run. Booker
Booker
T, I
T,
don't.
I don't
What
think
did?
he ever had a retirement
Yeah, I don't
match.
think he did either. I think he just stopped.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio is another one. He hasn't had his moment yet. Jay Styles is going to be one. I don't know, man. I don't know that there's been anybody that's got a great send off that wasn't a WWE guy in the last, we could just say, 25 years.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't anticipate it being like that. I don't. I think they really tried with Goldberg. I felt like his was okay. He didn't necessarily think too much of it based on what he said in some interviews. I believe it was with Ariel Hawani or something like that. That's probably the most you could ask for, man. I mean, you got a card, you're in Atlanta. It's pretty much the only match we're paying attention to. You do lose to Gunther, who is a main event player, who's a big dog in terms of heels and hate. I mean, they cut the speech a little short, but on one hand, I feel like you could give them that. But on the other hand, it's like you could also just have something that's for the live audience.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at that either. But yeah, man, I can't think of anybody. So I don't know what AJ Styles is going to look like because he's definitely a TNA guy, unless they do my plan and let him retire at Bound for Glory and just create probably their biggest card that they've had since that first TNA show that went to major television. And I think he was in the main event with Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, it was like their debut against Monday Night Raw or something like that. But it was a big show, and he was in the main event with Kurt Angle. I think that was the last time they had a really, really big show, in my opinion. But I think they can get a card that big at a Bound for Glory if they let AJ Styles retire over there. And I think he deserves to retire over there. I don't think I want to see WWE give him the send off. I don't think I do. I don't think they'll do it justice. I think TNA could pull it off, and they should pull it off, and they could use the extra eyes and attention over there as
Which I
opposed to
feel like they might go towards that. Like, if he loses, I feel like he's gonna go to TNA.
so lose, go to TNA, and have your farewell tour over there.
Yeah. I mean, they have a cable deal now, so it would make sense.
And the guys he said tonight, he wanted guys that was on and all over the world. He said
Yeah.
that he wanted to wrestle them. You ain't doing that in the WWE. So you might as well get that out your head. You're gonna have to go to a TNA maybe where they might allow some of those doors to open. But WWE, you got Damian Priest, you wanna do anything with him? You got Aleister Black, you wanna do something with him maybe? Like you're not getting no pick of the litter from around the world. That's not gonna happen over here in the WWE. And you already had John Cena, and now tonight you also had CM Punk, Gunther, some of these other guys. So I don't know who all is left, but he can still get some great matches out of it. But maybe they'll go that route. After this, we had a
Yeah.
fatal four way tag team match or tornado tag team. I don't even know what they call this one, but Creed Brothers versus New Day versus Los Americanos versus Otis and Cesaro. This match was much like the earlier match where we had a lot of moving pieces, a lot of chaos, a lot of high spots. Tozawa had his moment tonight, man. Tozawa, you know, he's a different type of comic relief. So He had his moment tonight. He went crazy out there. He was laying them down, man. I would say this, man. If you would have asked me in order who I think would win this match, the last team I would have picked would have been Otis and Tozawa.
Yeah,
This go ahead.
I felt like they were gonna bring back, I mean, I felt like when I saw this announced last week, I was like,
Mm,
"Oh, well, Grande Americano is gonna be out there with his
mhm.
guys, and maybe, like, Chad comes back with the mask on." I don't know, yeah, I don't know, but I guess he's still, like, not ready yet.
Yeah, he's been out for a minute, man. But yeah, this was a another solid, interesting match here. Otis and Tozawa getting the victory in this one. I didn't see that coming, but it, the WWE really don't care about actual tag teams like the Creed brothers. So it makes a lot of sense for them to. This tells me that they just wanted someone that the Usos can beat. Do we really believe that Otis and Tozawa has a chance of beating the Usos at some point? Did they announce when these guys? I didn't see announcement of when this match was going to take place.
No, I mean, it might be at the Royal Rumble, I don't know. Well, no, because
Like,
all of them in there. I don't know.
I'm not even. Can Jimmy Uso travel? I've been trying to figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah. But I
He's been
people are trying to figure out if Naomi already had the baby or something like that, or is everything okay with her? Because 'Cause he's been out the last, like, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I think,
mm,
and, so I know it was, like I can't remember how far along she was, but I know it was getting up on that time soon. So people were, like, speculating it's probably something to do with that.
well, she announced it and said it was going on somewhere around July, August. So we don't have an exact timeline, but she did wrestle. I can't remember when did she wrestle pregnant? Was that SummerSlam?
Yeah,
Okay, so that was SummerSlam where she already knew and she was out. So yeah, man, Jey Uso's been having to build this thing by himself. He's already turned right back into a single superstar once again. For whatever reason, Jimmy has been missing in this one. So, but I think they just wanted somebody for the Usos to kind of beat. And it'll be a fun match with them going against Otis and Tozawa, man. If you're not gonna pass the championships off to anybody, then why not? Why not just make it something fun and interesting? Tozawa have his wild moments, Rissa have his wild moments, and in the end, the Usos will walk away with the World Tag Team Championships. But after this, we had the main event of the night: CM Punk versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who would have thought that at the top of the show we would get a World Heavyweight Championship match? But CM Punk is determined to pick his opponents and make sure that he has the match that he wants and the match of the night. So he's done it 2 weeks in a row here, man. I don't think there's any doubt that he did not have. Well, I think no. Wait, no, it's been 2 weeks
yeah,
because he had Braun Breaker at the top, and then there was nothing in between that, if I'm not mistaken. So it was Braun Breaker, then it was a little break, and then it was Finn Balor, now AJ Styles. So he's definitely had quite the January. That CM Punk, man. He's picking the right ones, man. These guys went out there, put on a good match, man. Some of it spilled outside of the ring. These guys was going at it, man, and we haven't seen these two before. At least I haven't. Definitely not at this stage in their careers where they're both on the latter side of it. One guaranteed to retire this year. One, still has some time left and some more left in the tank according to him. But I'm not under the impression that any of these guys should be retiring. Everyone has looked like they still could do something. Even with Goldberg, if he was just doing one-off appearances, I think he can get away with that, depending on who it was or who it was against, as opposed to being out there regularly. We seen what John Cena did, and we seen what AJ Styles is still able to do, and what CM Punk has done as champion. So these guys still have a lot of longevity. This match, although was interrupted by Finn Balor of all people, man. I didn't see that coming. I thought that this would get to a no, some type of contest, or CM Punk pulling out the victory here. But Finn came out and went back heel, man, because that segment last week, with a hug last week in the ring, I think kind of was like hurting the gimmick for Finn Balor. It kind of
yeah.
put him in a spot. So it was like, you gonna be babyface, or you come in heel? What you doing, brother? And now he had to go back to really digging his heels into being what he has been with Judgment Day this entire time. So that's what he did, man. He decided to go back to those roots, man, cause some havoc. few coup de grace later and CM Punk is laid out, man. But what you thought about how the show ended tonight with CM Punk and AJ Styles and then Finn Balor's interference?
It was good, man. I feel like Finn is gonna go take it. You know, he gonna go take his spot. I
Mm,
would like to see who's all in the Royal Rumble so Finn couldn't get in. That was very
that was a
interesting
lie. That
because
was a
it's
lie.
only like
Ain't no way.
15, 16 people announced so far, but hey, whatever. But, yeah, nah, it'll be like, yeah, it'll be I like, are they about to start, like, turning because it's like, are they slowly turning Punk heel, and they're gonna have, like, a face beat him for the title kinda thing? Like, I don't know.
What do you think Finn Balor ends up on and by when he's done with CM Punk, where's Finn Balor?
I don't know, because they believed in Finn Balor before, and
Mhm.
so very well, he can go wherever he wants to go because he can the man can wrestle, the man can talk. He's done everything that you asked of him, and, like, he just never got a fair shot at that title again because he got hurt and, all that and then everybody else started coming up, and then they got too crowded, and then they started booking him crazily because the Demon was cool, but when you have him and Bray Wyatt do the Hell in the Cell match when the all red lighting, like, everyone hated that.
Mm.
Like, and so it, like, killed the Demon character. It's almost like they were trying to kill it for some reason, I don't know why, but
Well, I think that it connected differently on NXT than it did on the main roster. The connection wasn't quite the same. And maybe it was because the buildup for it wasn't quite the same as well. So I don't know. Stuff that's heavy gimmick stuff is tough. People were not we know what people say in hindsight about Bray Wyatt, but there was a
yeah,
lot of stuff he did that people was not getting behind because it was so heavily gimmicked. The match with John Cena, the match
yeah.
with Finn Balor, wasn't it one with was it Randy Orton that got really weird or was this Seth Rollins?
Randy Orton, because that's when Randy Orton became kinda like his disciple almost.
Okay. So he had a lot of it's tough. He had some moments. And for all he got, the puppets and all of that stuff, for all he got and after the fact, as far as accolades for creativity, he definitely was catching some flack.
I think the
To the
only one I
point
didn't yeah.
no, I was saying to the point where he got released. All that gimmicky stuff got him released by the gimmick master. Vince McMahon was there at the time.
Yeah.
So I think that says a lot about how difficult it is to get over when you're so gimmick heavy. And I think Finn's character as the demon might have been that way.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, because I guess, like, because the Demon really only came out in, like, big matches,
Mm,
and so it wasn't, like, too bad. It would be, like, a SummerSlam or, like, NXT TakeOver, stuff like that. He would tap into that dark side, which was fine. But I think that particular match with the red lighting for Hell in a Cell, like, killed it. Because after
mhm.
that, everybody was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah, man.
Because even it's like Bray Wyatt, the one with John Cena,
Mhm.
it was just like it was weird. It was like John Cena was going through like just I don't know, a hall of mirrors through his past kind of thing. And it was and
Well,
then
at one
Bray
point
was
he had a below shirt on, so he was going
huh?
through somebody else's. At one point, John
Yeah,
Cena had shirt
yeah.
on.
And
He
then
was
the
going through.
Fiend was there at the end and here's his sister Abigail, and that was it.
Yeah, man. It was, and I believe it was during the COVID era where they were doing the cinematic. They had started trying the cinematic type of matches, if I'm not mistaken, when that had went down. But Finn Balor, he just didn't benefit from his demon character, and then him getting injured and losing the title didn't help him. So he just had a couple of things that he really still to this day has not recovered from.
Yeah.
And I think his best chance of recovery would have been going babyface. Unfortunately, think about it. If he would have had Dominic and Finn and JD McDonough to turn on tonight right after CM Punk's comment, he could have came back strong. But again, he's in position and there's no Dominic and there's no JD. There's nobody to even turn on. You're already by yourself. There's nobody to turn on. He's just had a real unfortunate go at it. He's had it because they could have been like, hey, why did you hug CM Punk last week? What are you thinking about? Why would you do that? And now he's telling you to leave us. What's this about? And then they get, and he had that moment was there, but he don't have those guys there. Like Finn Balor has to be the most unluckiest superstar right now. Like he's constantly just missing opportunity after opportunity. Now he goes full-fledged heel. He goes all the way back to heel. How does he come back from that? Because we've seen this with Judgment Day. It's gotten him nowhere. We've been convinced that him going babyface and going away from Judgment Day would have actually helped him. But
Yeah.
now he's kind of back into the heel Judgment Day thing. Like you said, what do you want your legacy to be? Is there a real chance that you're going to come out on top in all of this? I think he's right back in the situation he was in. I don't see how Finn gets out of this anytime soon. And he may just not get out of it. And being a Triple H guy, that's unfortunate because Triple H, normally has an affinity for the people he was there for in NXT. So it's kind of shocking, man, to see how much bad luck Finn Balor has had. But I don't know what he can do at this point. I don't know what he can do. He just may have to be just a guy that's around, man, and look like he's going to have a moment and never quite have it. And like you said, man, it's just his luck that the Royal Rumble happens to be full. I mean, what are the odds? You know, 30 spots and they full. What is the chances? So
Yeah.
he's got bad luck, man. Like we've only heard about 14 people getting announced, but it's full. Sorry, Finn. It's a matter of time before like his attire gets lost in the airport or something, man. Like it's just gonna keep getting worse with Finn Balor. I don't know how he's gonna come back from this, man. But yeah, man. Who you was looking at tonight, man? Any MVP tonight, man? Anybody stood out above the rest tonight for you, man?
Finn Balor, man. He said
Oh,
he about to get it, man.
still going with your boy Finn. Still going with your boy Finn, man. I'm gonna go with Tozawa, man, because I'll probably never say it again. So Tozawa got the win. They're the new number one contenders, himself and Otis. And he had a moment in the match, man, where he was flying around out there, man. But when Tozawa gets hot, man, it's pretty entertaining. So I'm gonna ride with Tozawa for the night, man. Whatever happened to Tucky? The Tucker guy, man, that Otis used to tag with. What did they
Yeah,
do with him?
he got released when they split him up.
Did he go anywhere?
I don't know, honestly, because they were
I thought,
good as heavy machinery. But I felt
yeah.
like they thought Otis was the breakout because he had the charisma, and
Mhm.
weird enough, Tucker was just the big guy with muscles. Weird. But yeah,
But they
and
didn't.
now
They didn't. If you wasn't gonna push Otis to the moon, you might as well have left Tucker.
yeah,
Old Tucky in there, man. At least
because
again, they was a real tag.
heavy machinery would be great in this division right now. Because them like, you give me a triple threat match with Creed Brothers, Heavy Machinery, and War Raiders, man,
Mm.
3 big guys, well, 6 big guys that can go. Yeah, I'm watching them.
Yeah, man. They robbed us of a tag team with that one, man. I wish they can get back that Tucker for that one, man, and do a little bit more with the Creed brothers. They really only have a handful of real tag teams to where they only need one men's tag team championship, honestly. But so be it. Hopefully they can get back to it at some point. With some additional tag teams coming into the fold, man. But I'm gonna ride with Tozawa, man. Don't forget to get us on all your audio podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart. We definitely appreciate the support. We've been growing constantly. We appreciate everybody that's been listening and watching and all of that good stuff, man. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We definitely need that so you can keep getting more of what you love from the Wrestle for Real crew, the Wrestle for Real team. But we'll be right back here next week reviewing WWE Monday Night Raw, the post show for Monday Night Raw, the post show for Royal Rumble, and see what kind of news is dropped this week coming up here, man. Stan, appreciate you jumping on with me tonight. Until then, man, we're gonna see you guys in a minute, man. Next week, same time, same place. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Definitely share it. You can catch us on all platforms wherever you get your podcasts.